Five Guys is a celebration of the music of Louis Jordan. Louis Jordan is pretty much the unsung hero and godfather of rock and roll and rhythm and blues. He's a man who was listened to and courted by and followed by people like Elvis Presley, Chuck Berry, Bill Haley, the people who in the mainstream of consciousness are the forerunners of rock and roll. Now Louis is also a man who sort of bridges for me the whole musical journey in American music from the times of minstrel shows straight through jazz, rhythm and blues, bebop, soul, into rock and roll, and pretty much right into influence a lot of modern day music, whether we know it or not. I dare say as well as rap. Five Guys Named Moe is a celebration of this man's persona more than a celebration of the man's life in the context of a biopic. There's no, you don't know when he was born, you don't know when he died, you don't know what songs he created, under what circumstances they came about. But what you do get from Five Guys Named Moe is the persona of this man who brought this joy and brought this music to life, and we're celebrating that. I think the spiritual side of my life affects my work in that I don't want to, I think I have a certain respect for the audience that I didn't have prior to the exploration of my own spirituality, or a responsibility, to how I'm being used, or what I use to impart information, and what information is being imparted. In the past, I just didn't care about what jobs I took, But there's a point where you say this isn't really helping the people who are watching this. For example, just as an example, earlier on in my career, as a young black actor, we were always given like these menial jobs. You were either a pimp or a drug pusher or a crook. And after a while, you figure like, this really isn't serving my community in the proper way. This is prior to Bill Cosby becoming the Huxtables. And the power of the media is really pervasive. It gets into a young mind. And so if that's the case, then we as actors, all of us, should be a little bit more responsible, with what we do. I'm glad that The Wire is successful as it has been, and that Freeman is one of the characters that people feel a connection with. It's that I was addressing earlier when I was saying that one wants to be more responsible, and not dumb an audience down. The Wire is a perfect example of being able to prove, to the powers that be, that audiences like to have their intellects challenged. They like that. They actually thrive on that. Something that is not dumbing them down. They're not thinking over 55 minutes. Oh, I know who did it. This is a novel. That is going to take you 13 weeks. It took us 13 episodes to tell one story. And for us, even as actors, it was a wonderfully enlightening experience to show how our craft can be used in a positive way. I love that. And so I don't mind being defined by The Wire as long as I can say this, and have a moment to say this. And that's, this isn't all that I do, so, What are my aspirations for the future? Global peace, my to be the one to bring about a complete environmental change and alternative energy. I don't know what my aspirations are. To keep working, man. You know, to keep working, to keep getting really good roles, challenging roles. You know, I'm on the other side of I think of my career. You know, and by that I mean at this age. You know, in any other business, most people would be looking at at retirement. You know, I'm just hoping at this age as an actor that I'll still continue to grow, but to do those more interesting roles that'll pay enough for me to keep my boy in college, you know, and to do some other wonderful things with. Yeah, that's my aspiration, and to remain as happy and as peaceful as I can.